Hey everyone, it's Desiree. I am here with Paper Rose, and today we are going to create a card and color it using our Tombow mono markers. Gotta blow the dust off them and truly enjoying them. These are the two sets that I'll be using from Paper Rose. The one on the left is called the Sketchy Floral Hello 4x6 stamp set, and the one on the right is called the Hand Stitching Coverplate Metal Die. I'm going to start off by stamping my image, and I'm going to be using Simon Says Stamp Intense Black. Now, my Intense Black has to be replaced. It's fading out, but I love it. It is the perfect soft black, or it's gray. And I just enjoy that shade, especially when I'm coloring. I'm only going to be using 4 colors from my markers, and I'm also going to be using a water brush to move these colors around. I stamped this image on a piece of Canson XL watercolor cold press paper. It is my favorite and my go-to. I just like the texture of it. I like what it does. I like the blooms that it can provide. It is not 100% cotton, but I do enjoy this. You can see as I'm putting the colors down, I'm envisioning where the shadows will be. Now, I am not focusing in on that. I just know that if there's a leaf above it, then there's going to be a shadow underneath it. I'm not worried about where the light source is. I just want each of the images that I'm coloring, whether they're petals or leaves or even a branch, that they are seen, if that makes sense. I'm continuing to just add my colors, and these are very muted colors. They're not bright, meaning vibrant. They're not saying hello. These are very soft. Sometimes I refer to these, and it's probably a wrong term, like a heather tone. It's got like a gray base to it. They're just very soft. I didn't want this to be very bright. You know, bright pinks, bright purples, bright greens. I saw very soft shades. And you can see with that intense black, you can see the lines, but they're so soft. It can give you a quick illusion, let's call it that, of no line coloring. I am hoping that that ink pad stays that way. I have yet to find a soft charcoal gray or a soft black that looks just like this. Yes, there is Whisper. Yes, there is Fog. These are their names. The Whisper's from Gina K, and the Fog is from Simon Says Stamp. But there's times where I'm coloring, I do want to see my lines. I don't want them to fade away or be covered up by the other colors. It's very difficult to explain. You all know me. Yes, I am back for 2023. It's just, we just find these things that we enjoy and that we like. I will be using the coordinating die for this image, and that's, again, all the products that I used will be listed down below if you're interested. I'm going to use my repositional tape that I have in my tape dispenser, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment. I did choose a sentiment from the stamp set, and it simply says, "Just for you." I'm using the same ink, the Simon Says Pale Intense Black. That's what we'll call it. It's just got this soft look, and I didn't want to have that crisp black from VersaFine Black. I wanted it to be soft, just like the image is. I've already taken care of die cutting my background, the hand stitching cover plate. I love this cover plate. Now, you could also, when you run this through your die cutting machine, if you have one of those spongy, rubbery mats, you could run it through there as well, and this would even look puffy. I chose not to. I'm putting this down onto a piece of cream cardstock or ivory. And the cardstock that I used on the top is actually Whisper by Gina K. I love that color. It's a nice warm gray. I'm looking at my image, and I've die cut the image 2 more times from thick white cardstock. And I'm going to use that to layer underneath so that this will have dimension on it without using double-sided foam squares, because I wasn't going to get up to the very tips and along the stem. So this way, if you have the die, you would be able to cut that multiple times to get that dimension. If you don't, and you just have the stamp, now maybe you have, you know, a scan and cut, you could just stamp that image multiple times and die cut around it as well. That is your choice. Or you don't even have to die cut it. You could just stamp it right onto your panel. I am going to use double-sided foam squares for the back of my sentiment. I'm only going to put them on one side. I do want the sentiment to hang over the image just a little bit. I did think about putting some pearls on those open spaces, but I do like the ivory that comes through those openings. I think it accents the floral image nicely. As always, I hope you enjoyed today's project featuring Paper Rose and their Sketchy Floral and hand stitching cover plate metal dies. All the products that I used will be listed down below if you care to check them out, take a look at them. But remember, enjoy the art you create, have fun, always take just a little bit of time to do that. It helps, trust me. We are finally through the holidays, but most of all, please remember what is still most important to me. Always be creative, guys, and I'll talk to you then.